Very often when you work with data, you're looking for something and then you need to find the location. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to index and slice and how to use function range and how to use function enumerate. Hi, I'm Art and we're doing practice Python problems and efficient solutions here at RoboticView. Alright, so today we're going to talk how to find index, how to find location of an item or an object or something like that. Alright, now here I got definition of these two functions. We'll get them a little bit later because I would like to remind you how to do indexing. Now let me show you something. Now suppose here I have apple, and apple is a string, right? So what is a string? String is a sequence of characters, sequential data type in Python. So if I want to grab first character, so then I need to do what? Then I need to index it by 0. So in programming, we always start counting at 0. So 0 would be my first character. Even if it was banana, still I could grab first character by index 0, right? I hope it makes sense. Now you should remember that first index always will be 0 no matter what, and the last one no matter what will be -1. You see banana and then we get an A, or if I switch this back to apple, if I flip it back to apple, I'm gonna get E, right? So from 0, so it's going to be, if you want to go positive numbers, so it's going to be 0, and then if you want to get next character, then it's going to be 1, and then it's going to be 2. So I hope you got the picture because we got special video how to index and slicing. I just wanted to remind you that. Now why is that so important? Because sometimes you're looking for a character or maybe you're looking if it was for example if it was a list. Now so obviously then I would call this words, and suppose here I have apple and banana, and then let's do orange. All right, so a list is also sequential data type. So now if I do words, so you see I will get apple. Why? Because location here is 0 because that's the first one in the list. And if I do -1, and again I need to switch these to words, then I'm going to get orange. Why? Because that's the last item in the list. So the point I'm trying to make, string, list, and also tuple would be sequential data types or data structures. You could use these words interchangeably, and you could index them by numerical indices, right? So let me show you how you could use function range to do that stuff. All right, we don't need this anymore. So first thing first, you could read definition here, but suppose you're working on something you don't have time to Google, and I just want to remind you that you could always use function help to find definition of that range. So that would be pretty much same stuff that I have prepared here for you. So what function range does, it generates a sequence of integers, period. It does not do anything else. It just produces sequence of numbers. And take a look here. It requires at least one argument. So if one argument passed in there, so it will take it as a stop. Also, it says here that stop is exclusive. So you'll never see that number. And I'm going to show you what I mean. Most of the time, you will use function range with the follow for I in range, all right, range, and suppose here I'll place 5, and if I print I, what will I see? I'll see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not getting 5 because Stop is exclusive, right? Remember what documentation says. So now again, let me remind you that you could pass more arguments such as 1 if you don't want to start at 0, and then 5, and if you want to see 5, then you got to increase this number by 1, 6. And also optional argument would be step. 1 means every number in the sequence, right? So I hope it makes sense so far. So you see 1, 6, 1, and I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all right? So also you could use negative step if you want to go in descending order. So then you could start at 6, and then you could go to 0. So then you'll see 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So pretty much you're moving in descending order from 6 to 1, right? Remember why we don't see 0, because it's exclusive. Now that's kind of cool, and you could play with that. For example, you could build a triangle if you like. That's very good exercise, right? So you see, you could actually take that number and multiply this, and you could build this little triangle. So you could play with this kind of stuff, right? If you like to practice, there are a bunch of exercises to practice function range. But I actually want to show you the practical use of function range. How would you use function range in real life? So, and yeah, so that, by the way, is a triangle, just to practice a little bit. So in real life, you will take, let's say, a string. Let's take apple, all right, and then you could use function len that will get you number of letters in that string, and it's 5, right? So by the way, if you're not sure what data type you get in here, you could always use function type. Now the reason why I'm using function type, I just want to show you that function len returns an integer. That's pretty much what you need for function range, right? And again, I hope it makes sense. Len word gets us 5. So here what we could do, we could actually, and again, you could go with any variable name here. I'll go with index. I think it will make more sense here in range. And then since range requires at least one argument, which will be taken as a stop, you could pass that len word. And then here, if you print index, so what are you going to get? You're going to get default start point 0 and all numbers up to 5, because that's 5, and if only one number is passed, so then that number would be taken as a stop, and it will be exclusive. Yeah, I hope you remember that. Now remember what we did at the beginning of this video. I was showing you you could do word 0, and this is how you could get letter by letter, word 1, and so on, right? I hope you got the picture. So why do this manually while you could actually pass here a word, use square brackets, and place here index? Because index, take a look here, is a number, right? So it's exactly what I'm doing here on line 27, manually inserting number by number. And guess what? So now we get an index for each letter in the string. So the first column would be index, and this part would be letter that we get by that index. All right, so that's what's going on here. So that's how you would want to use it. Now also here you could actually reverse this apple. You could actually flip that string. You could go from E to A. And how you're going to do it? So that's pretty simple. So here remember, len word gets us 5, and here the last number is 4. So we would need to decrease this by 1. And then where do we want to stop? We cannot use 0, because remember, stop is exclusive. So here I'll use -1, something beyond 0, and then I want to move in the opposite direction, so my step will be negative, you see? And then here I'm getting the same string, but it's reversed. Now the beauty of this is that it would work with any string, no matter how long or short a string, or with any sequential data type. Even if it was orange, it would work fine, you see? Now orange, it would also work, because this combination len word gets us number of characters, and then if you want to get positive index of the last character, you always do it like len word minus 1. All right, so that's what function range does. Now you're probably wondering, yeah, that's kind of cool, but how would I use it in real life? All right, so now how about we'll get back to our list that we had here, and suppose I love oranges, so I got orange, and then all of a sudden I got banana, and then again couple of oranges, right? So let's play this little game. So maybe I don't like bananas. I mean, yeah, maybe I don't like bananas. So, and maybe my goal here is to find if there is a banana and replace it with orange. So how I'm going to do it? And I hope you remember that list is mutable. So then here, and let's go baby steps here. So first thing first, I want to print all items and their indices. So it's going to be for index and range, len words, and let's do it like this. And you see I'm getting orange, bam, banana. And you see on the left side I'm getting this index, right? So what I need to do, if I want to replace this, I need to find the index. I need to find a location of that banana. All right, so how I'm going to do it? So then here I'm going to do if statement, and I will take this word's index, because that's my word that I'm looking for, and I'm going to say, all right, so if that's banana, so then, and let's move print statement right here. And you see we identified banana, but more importantly, we identified index. All right. So now if you want to replace it with orange, all you have to do words, and then pass here index. All right. And reassign this to orange. So at the end of the day, you see, we're replacing this banana with orange, right? How do we do this? We do this by index. So that would be practical use of using function range. So now let's do the same stuff with the function enumerate. Again, what enumerate does, now if you have no idea, always run help. So pretty much it does the same stuff. It's enumerate object and gets indices for all these items, in this case in this list. All right, so in the nutshell, enumerate does pretty much same stuff as function range. Now let's take a look. Let me, by the way, refresh this. Let me just copy it here so it will make more sense. Okay, so here I would use for I in, and then I'm going to use enumerate, and then here I'll just pass words. Okay, so let's stop right here and let's print that I. Let's see what we're going to get here. All right, now, so you see what it does? It takes each item from this list, and then it returns tuple. What is a tuple? tuple is a sequential data type in Python, and I hope you remember that it's immutable. So list is mutable and tuple is mutable. By the way, that usually comes up as a job interview question. So you really need to know that, and that's what we teach at RoboticView. So you see it comes as a tuple, and each tuple contains 2 items. So since each tuple contains 2 items, so I got 2 options how I could unpack each tuple. I could index, right? So that would be one option. So you see I'm grabbing this first item by 0 and the second item by 1. So that would be one option. Or I could provide 2 variable names. I could provide 2 variable names, and first one will be index and the second one would be word. Okay, so now let's print index and word. So that would be much neater solution. And then you see I'm getting pretty much same stuff. So now if I'm still trying to replace that banana with orange, I could do the same stuff. I could do if statement of word equal banana, right? Let's stop right here for a second. Let's see if we getting it. And yes, we got that banana, and index is 3, right? So now that would be pretty much same stuff as we just did here. I'm just gonna copy this stuff and place it here. So words index, because index is known, that would be 3. And remember what we were trying to do. We were trying to replace banana with orange. I was just trying to show you how it's done within a list. And then you see it also does the same job. So we also, oh, I misspelled orange. Yeah, I always do this. All right, so bottom line, you could use either range or enumerate to find index in the sequential data types. And by the way, please visit roboticview.com. We got a bunch of resources there. And pretty much almost every week we do Python meetups such as Python for Finance, Python 101, Python for Data Science, and a bunch of other things. All right, see you there. Bye.